Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. NXT TakeOver in your house review. This got off Peacock about an hour or so ago, 45 minutes to an hour ago. Overall, good show. To me, overall star rating was 3.7, which makes it the 19th best NXT TakeOver in my opinion. And when I say the 3.7 rating, that's the average star rating. So all five matches? Star rating divided in a total, add it all up, divided by 5, boom, average 3.7. So we're running down these 5 matches. First match, we had the 6-man tag with the NXT tag titles on the line, along with the NXT North American title on the line. Winner take all. We had the team of Legardo del Fantasmo, Santos Escobar, Raul Mondesi, and Joaquin Wilde, up against the NXT Tag Team Champions, MSK, and then the NXT North American Champion, Bronson Reed. Overall, this match was really, really good. Great starter match. High energy, spot fest. You had Bronson Reed come in and doing the muscle. You had MSK doing the high flying stuff. Their styles kind of mixed well together. Legardo del Fantasma has the same kind of Joaquin Wilde and Mendoza doing their kind of spots, and Santos Escobar doing the kind of the heavy lifting. Having Escobar kind of being scared of Bronson Reed at first, wouldn't take the tag when he came in, immediately tagged out. Kind of hoping they would put the titles back on them, but they did not. So we had a full retain here of MSK and Bronson Reed. Overall length of match about 12 to 13 minutes. I ended up giving it a 4-star. It was a great starter match, kind of that high energy. Let's pop the crowd. Here we go. Next up, we had Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. Not quite understanding this feud here, really. Short match, about 8 minutes long. I ended up giving it 2.5. Xia Li getting the pin, which kind of was like, I'm watching it random. At that point, it's like, you want her to get over instead of going over. To me, she didn't really get over too much. But now we had, at the end of the match, we had a lot of crazy shit going on. We had Xia Li. She got a chair. She came in the ring. It looked like she was going to hit Mercedes Martinez, but failed to. Martinez got the chair. Ended up taking out her Bo with the chair and Xia Li with the chair. Went after Miriam, the whoever you want to call her, like the manager or the leader of this little faction thingamajigger, which she actually wrestled as Karrion Q in the Mae Young Classic in NXT in 2019. You had her and Mercedes going at it, so it's like, okay, are they setting up a feud with those two? Exactly what is this feud and what is this going on? So hopefully time will tell on that, where that ends up. Next up, we had the $1 Million Championship on the line in a ladder match. So the winner of this match would be one of 3 people not named Ted DiBiase to hold the $1 Million Championship. The first was Virgil, and then the ringmaster Steve Austin, and then the winner of this match, along with Ted DiBiase Sr. and Jr. I just don't understand why we did the $1 Million title. I know Kramer Grimes got all this money and LA Knight can stock big. But yeah, it's just like, okay, it's just kind of awkward. But, the match overall was good. I enjoyed it. I know the typical ladder match, you had all these ladder spots. At one point, they had the ladder set up between the ring and the railing. When Cameron Grimes came off the ladder, I think he was supposed to go through that ladder and didn't. So a few minutes later, you saw LA Knight setting up a ladder on the stage with a ladder across from the ring to the ladder that was sitting on the stage. And then Grimes ended up going through that ladder. I'm like, okay. They're looking for their big ladder spot. That didn't happen. But they ended up making it up for there. And then LA Knight climbed the ring, got the glass case down with the $1 Million title. So we had about 20 minute match. Again, extremely good. Typical ladder match, I thought. But, overall, pretty good. I gave it 3.75. Next up, we had the NXT Women's title line. We had champion Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. And really, this match was a good match. But it's like Dakota Kai was kind of distracting, kind of getting involved. Actually, to me, it took away from her being at ringside. When Ember Moon did that with DDT or whatever it was on the stage and was trying to drag Raquel Gonzalez in the ring, it's like, okay, are they actually going to put the title back on Ember Moon? Nope. Raquel Gonzalez getting the victory there. It was about a 15-minute match. I ended up giving it 3.5, so it was pretty good. And then we had Pat Pettingale and Dexter Lumis fighting the little fight fingers. I'm like, random. But it's kind of neat that they do these in your houses, and they have Pat Pettingale, who was the voice of In Your House back in the day. And then we had our 5-way main event. Fatal 5-way didn't do a lot for me typically, because you always have that odd person out, because fight, odd person out. And they had a couple spots in this one that was really kind of like, really? You did that? It was like when it started. You had Karrion Kross standing in the middle and everybody at the corner. You had O'Reilly and Cole going at it. You had Dunne and Gargano going at it. And Karrion Kross is just standing there. There was a point where Karrion Kross gets thrown. They start fighting up the ramp, doing the whole set and everything, the old In Your House set. You had Karrion Kross go through the door and lay there for a little bit. So you had the 4 going at it in the ring. And then you had Karrion Kross just popping up sometimes. It's like, yeah, there was some great sparks between them. There was some great just intensity and kicks and all this. And overall, the match was extremely, extremely good. I'm actually torn between 4.5 and 4 3/4. I kind of looked some stuff up before this video. I seen some stuff online that was putting it at about 3.5. I thought it was better than that, personally. I ended up going 4.5 with it. Extremely great main event. Wow, my brain just stopped there. Kyle O'Reilly passing out for Karrion Kross to get the victory, and having him have the ankle lock on Adam Cole, or leg lock. Cole almost tapping for O'Reilly to get the victory, doesn't tap, and then Kross comes behind him, puts a sleeper on him, and he ends up, O'Reilly ends up almost passing out, letting go of Cole. Cole rolls away from it, almost to the outside with his back to the ring, and that's when Kyle just kind of just went to sleep and passed out. And then the referee lifts his arm up and done. And Karrion Kross retaining the title. So 1 versus all, 1-1. After this kind of match, it's like, who beats Karrion Kross at this point? Do you have one of these guys come and do it? Because they just lost. Do you have somebody else? Who? Who else is there that can step up? Dexter Lumis? No. Ciampa, hopefully? That would be great. But I guess Ciampa and Thatcher are challenging MSK for this Tuesday on NXT. You also have Kushida with a Cruiserweight title match, open challenge. LA Knight is $1 million champion, so do you really put him there against Karrion Kross? There's somebody coming in. There's talk of Joe coming back. Could we do Joe and Kross? It'd be okay. I don't know where they go from here. I was really looking at them changing the title here. Because if you looked at this match, which I didn't get a chance to do a preview, Cole, 3-time NXT champion. Pete Dunne, former NXT UK champion. Johnny Gargano, Grand Slam winner in NXT. Karrion Kross, current champion. Kyle O'Reilly was the only one not to ever win a title. But yet you had him just go out. Maybe that's how you set up for the next TakeOver. I guess they're doing Great American Bash on July 5th, the Tuesday. Do you do that then? Do you do Kyle O'Reilly and Karrion Kross, no DQ? What do you do? It's going to be interesting to see go forward. But again, overall star rating for the show is 3.7, 19th best TakeOver in history. That's going to wrap up the NXT TakeOver In Your House review. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.